In this demo, I want to show you a little bit about what BIOS looks like. I'm using a virtual machine, a Windows 8.1, actually this is Windows Server 2012 R2 virtual machine, running in VMware ESXi, and it uses the old school BIOS rather than UEFI, but that's no problem. Now, you're going to need, in your world, you're going to have to hone your research skills to figure out what key press you use to get into your BIOS UEFI setup settings. Look in the manual. It's called RT, let me type it out here in this PowerShell console, RTFM. Stands for Read the Friendly Manual. I've seen the F stand for other things, but some systems you press Del or Delete to access the BIOS setup. Others you press F2. This particular system we press F2. So what I'm going to do, and by the way, this is a, as I said, Windows Server 2012 system. I'm going to right-click the little start flag, go to Shutdown, Restart. And I happen to know that on ESX VMware systems, it's F2. And it's a trick, because when a system restarts or does a post, you have to be really fast on the key. And I already missed it, didn't I? There are some tips and tricks you can do to slow that process down, to put an artificial delay in. In this case, I missed the BIOS UEFI setup keystroke, so I'm going to have to try again. I'm going to pause the recording so you don't have to just watch that. It's kind of boring to just watch it happen over and over again. Okay, because old school BIOS can't get to your graphics card and take advantage of all that GUI goodness, we have a 640 by 480 window. I apologize for it not looking probably pretty good in your Pluralsight video viewer. And I also am intentionally showing you the window Chrome. This is a console in a virtual machine. But anyway, you'll notice that in this case, this is Phoenix BIOS, so that's the particular manufacturer. Because again, this is not UEFI, we have to use the keyboard to move around. You can use up and down to move through lists. You can press right arrow to go into a submenu, left arrow to come out of a submenu. You can use from the top level of any page, we can right arrow to move through the different sections. You notice down at the bottom, there's other helps here that are basically telling you the same thing. You can use enter to go into a submenu as well. Let me go over to boot because this is probably one of the most popular options. Notice that on this system, removable devices is first. So the SysBIOS will look for a USB stick first to boot the computer, and failing that, it'll go to the hard drive. Well, I've installed the Windows Server 2012 DVD into the tray, so I want to make sure that the CD drive is registered or looked for first. So this is called adjusting the boot order. You notice here on the right we have item-specific help. It's pretty universal that we can use plus and minus to move stuff up and down. I hit minus to move hard drive below CD-ROM. And this is going to help us now if we want to boot off of that CD. We'll go over to exit, make sure that we're exit saving changes. It asks us to confirm, and we'll press OK. And notice that now we're prompted to boot off the DVD, and we're in the process of starting up off the Windows Server 2012 R2 DVD. We might want to do this to install the operating system. We might also want to do this if we want to repair the system, because at least with Microsoft Windows, by booting off the DVD, you can enter the Windows recovery environment just as well. Now, if we just want to continue the boot, we can click Continue. We'll want to go back into BIOS Setup and reset the boot order if we want to prevent accidentally booting off of the DVD drive in the future if we happen to have a bootable optical disc in there.